Hey, welcome to the men's room, the hangout where dads, husbands, and everyday guys level up. I'm Chad Henderson, twin dad, husband, lifelong learner. Travel with me as I open up the real conversations that push me to become a better dad, husband, and friend. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, Teron, it's been
What's
a while
happening?
since you've been on the podcast. How are you doing, my friend?
Man, I'm doing well. It's been quite some time, and I'm a little disappointed in myself, but life has been calling between kiddos having doctor's appointments or other obligations as a parent and a partner. I've been pulled in a lot of different directions, as a lot of parents and partners can. Outside of the normal hustle and bustle of it, I'm good though, man. I'm good. I can't
Yeah.
complain. How about you? How you doing?
This is like the one place that I can't give you a hard time about using that excuse to
You
bail
could.
on me. I
You
could.
could.
It
It
would
would be
not be the
telling.
right place to do it, but man, you got to get your priorities straight. I thought I had you from 12 to 1:30 on Fridays. No, you're a busy dude. I appreciate you being here. Uh, Tehran, I showed up last night, just like I said, soccer practice. I was not prepared to play. Have you had any parent versus kid nights yet?
We literally just did that right before the holiday break, the 4th of July. The baseball team had the week off, or the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off from practice, but anybody who was in town was invited to come and do a wiffle ball tournament against the kiddos. And me being me,
Yeah.
this very competitive
I told
version
you
of me,
showed out to perform. You can't
come
show
on,
up
man.
lazy. You got to
Of course,
perform.
of course, I want to play shortstop. Right? I figured, that's the most athletic position that you can play. I
Right.
want to play shortstop.
Right.
And I held my own, and I understand the necessity to like soak
Oh, yeah.
after. Right?
Yeah.
Icy hot is your friend. A nice compression sleeve is
Absolutely.
just peak.
I went jogging for, a loose ball yesterday, jogging to put it. I mean, that's generous on my part. And we were short on parents, so they let some kids play. There's a 15-year-old kid on our team. He goes flying past me, and I was like, "Holy
They,
cow, I am so
they,
slow." Like, man, that looked painful, man. There's holes in the grass in the soccer field. I'm like, I'm one bump away from a knee roll.
bro, you are a better man than me, because I would have figured out a way to assert my dominance in that situation. Like, hey, young buck, like you don't get to be that much faster than me. Like you
Yeah,
get to be a
right. Like
little
you can
faster.
you
You
don't have to
can't be
show
that
up,
much.
show off.
Mm-mm, no,
Well,
we're not gonna allow that.
I was throwing some elbows out there. Coach was pretty lenient on the contact, so I laid a couple kids out.
You
They had it
gotta
coming
remind,
though. They drove me nuts all season, so it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun though.
you gotta
It
remind
got
them
me.
what time it is.
You got to, yeah. And anytime you get a chance to pump those veins with some natural competition, I feel like you got
Absolutely.
to.
There'll come a day where they can naturally beat us. It's just not today. Not
Yeah,
today, baby. Like you
not
gotta work
today.
for it. You
We
gotta go
lost.
get it.
We lost. I hate to report this, but we lost. I only had one chance at a goal. My daughter was playing on the parents' team, which don't even get me started on this, right? I understand it's supposed to be fun and this isn't the popular thing to say, but we don't have time for a 9-year-old on this team. Like, we need parents, we need
No,
focus. No, she
we
takes
need
the ball from me. I
we
didn't
need
score.
we need killers. Okay?
Winnie? I mean,
We
my
need
daughter's a killer, but get
we
her
got
off the field. Man, I got business to take care of,
man.
you know?
I
Anyway.
got one goal. One goal.
Not getting hurt. That was my goal. I didn't end up in the ER, and I don't have a pulled muscle today, Tehran. So,
It wins. That's a win.
but it had me thinking. It had me
What's up?
thinking about sports dads,
Yeah.
famous sports dads.
Mm.
Who's the first sports dad when you think of, I'm talking about those famous dads of famous athletes. Who comes to your mind?
Man, it's funny when you said sports dad, the first one that came to mind was Ken Griffey, which is
Ooh,
a real unique one, right? Because, like, not only is he a sports dad, he ended up playing with his son, right?
same
Like,
team.
that one comes to mind pretty immediately. And then, of course, it brings up a couple others, right? Like LeBron being able to do it with Bronny next,
Son.
which is a dope sort of uh, occurrence, right? That you don't get to see a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he had to basically force the Lakers to do it, but he got it. He got it. He got it
Hey,
done.
listen, I've seen nepotism do much worse,
Oh, for sure. Let
and
Bronny
I'm not
have
gonna
his
be too mad
moment.
about it.
Let Bronny have his moment. Hey, Bronny represents me, man. That kid survived cardiac arrest. I'm all on
Yeah,
his
yeah.
team. Let him do
He
whatever.
did. That's right,
Man,
that's
that's
right.
impressive.
You're already a champion.
Absolutely. Yeah, the first name when I saw Sports Dads, I thought of LeVar Ball. Because I felt like LeVar Ball was one of the first chances. I'm probably not the first chance, but I think it was the one of my first chances to see the way I thought. Like I even was like, this guy drives me nuts. Like, shut your mouth, get out of your kid's way. But then it was pointed out to me, like, wait a second, like he's involved, he's active, he's being a part of it, he's their biggest cheerleader. So it was just interesting for me to
Yeah,
kind of see the dichotomy between like LeVar Ball. And then you've got somebody like Tiger Woods, who by all accounts, right, Tiger's dad Earl was by all accounts a military trainer for Tiger and seems to get a lot of really positive publicity.
yeah,
Although I think maybe later in life we can acknowledge that maybe some things
yeah,
went astray in old Tiger's life.
there's a little bit of hurt that was,
Yeah.
done, perpetuated, right?
Yeah,
Potential byproducts.
absolutely. It's
Yeah, no, I
tough
think
though.
I think about LeVar though, like, I think for a lot of folks, he was a polarizing figure. There were some who, felt like, "Hey, man, get out of your kids' way. You're making it challenging for them. You're putting a target on their back. You don't know your place. You're too loud. You're too big. You're too
Yeah.
bold. Stop talking so much." Then on the other side, you have folks who are like, "Hey, this is a present father. This is a guy who say what you want about how he shows up and what he represents to you or for you. He got 3 kids into professional sports.
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
easy feat, right? That
Yeah.
is no easy feat at all. And so from a purely like or athletic perspective, you gotta give the man his accolades, his praise, his flowers for being able to, keep his boys on this straight and narrow path and then being able to be the mouthpiece for them as they try to, escalate and elevate throughout the levels. And here's the kicker, right? I don't think a lot of people recognize that one of the functions, I think, and I don't know if he was doing it on purpose, but if I had to guess, I would say, yeah. I think he served as the villain for his boys, right?
Think
If
so.
people are going to hate somebody with the last name Ball, let it be
It's
me,
gonna be me. Yeah, that's a good
right?
point.
You hate me, and then I can take it, right?
Yeah.
Then my boys go play.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. It's also interesting now to see how those situations have also turned out because I remember when all of this talk was whether or not he was going to get them all three into the NBA. And now, and the big baller brand, I mean, really served as sort of a catalyst in some ways to the way in which college players are restructuring their own
Facts.
deals and the way they're not just going to sign with Nike, but they'll consider their own independent deal.
You look at the big baller brand, kind of what they did. I think there's even an argument to be made that they sort of advanced in a major way the way NILs look and feel
Yeah,
today, just in general,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Seeing that there's this other path out there for being
Yeah.
able to go and own your brand and help be your brand, right?
Yeah. So, Tehran, here's the thing though. Looking at that and then also the NIL deals, I feel like parents are in a really tough spot right now. I got two 9-year olds, right?
Yeah.
And they're sort of like, they're interested in soccer. I think Gregory likes it a little bit more every game he plays. Maybe not practice as much yet, but it just feels like there's so much pressure that if I don't have my kid in camps and in the competitive league and already learning the game and playing, like you're already falling behind. And because players are making so much more money in college
Mm.
now, I don't know. I feel like that pressure's picked up.
It has. And I'll give myself and all dads out there the escape route. Your kid, at least this is how I feel about it. That doesn't have to be their path either, right? Like, I think as I reflect on how I grew up, I knew a lot of guys coming up around me. They wanted to play sports because they saw it as a way out, right? A way out of a circumstance, the way into a better life for themselves, their families, their communities. They wanted to create generational wealth and they were hungry, right? When you have that kind of fire inside, You
Yeah,
burn, you
it's
want it,
different.
you fight it, you almost accept it as it is yours, and I have to do whatever I can to hold on to it, right? I won't let anybody or anything take it away. And then you fast forward now to, the situation I currently find myself in, is that because we've created such access uh, for our children, and my wife and I have, created this lifestyle where they are comfortable, they don't have to have that hunger. And it infuriates me sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm like, yo, I want you to be more
that's how
upset
I got
about
where I'm
the
at.
I
Yeah,
want you to I want you to be more,
yeah. Take it personal. Like, let it be your motivator. Yeah,
right? And then you
yeah,
get in the car, you drive home, and 3 minutes into the car ride, they forgot about the loss.
yeah. They don't
They
care.
have no, they have, but then in the
Well,
quiet
some
hours of the
kids.
night, right?
Yeah,
Something like, right? But in
some
the
kids.
quiet hours of the nights when they're asleep and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm just reflecting on the day, I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, isn't it kind of nice that they don't have to carry the trauma? Isn't it kind of nice that they don't carry with them that pressure, that anxiety, that borderline toxic sort of guilt of not being able to get it across the finish line, right? Like they don't carry that weight on them. Isn't that a good
Right.
thing?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a
Yeah,
balance in there.
100%. I think about this a lot, not just with sports, but like socioeconomic status. I grew up with not hardly much at all, right? And now I'm at a place where that's not the case.
Right.
However, I can't I mean, it's amazing. Like, I want my kids to understand the values that I grew up with and the way that I understand money and the way that I appreciate the way that I spend money.
Right.
But like, I can't convey that to them because I've created a different environment where they don't have to experience that. And that simultaneously makes me proud. And also, I'm like, well, what the hell, man? Like, I'm messing up. Like, this kid thinks you can just, oh, he lost his soccer ball, so we can just go get another soccer ball. Well, yeah, that is the reality. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Well, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
tough one.
but I think too, just to give us and every parent out there a little bit of a break, we are measuring 2025 standards against 1990, 1995 sort of circumstances, right? 2000 circumstances. And what I mean by that is that we would never in 2025 gauge how successfully we have achieved positive community health outcomes based on the number of people who don't have scurvy.
Right.
There may have
Sure.
been a time where we did,
Right.
right? But in 2025, that's not the metric anymore. And so I think we have to give ourselves a little bit of a break in how we think about where the kids are in terms of their grit, their grind, their hustle, because we're using sort of these metrics that were imprinted on us. Now, the caveat is that they need that. They will at some point in their life need to fight. They need to grind and work hard and be told no and have to go earn it versus having it given to them. I know you and I, we're smart enough people. Our partners are smarter than us,
That's
right?
fair.
You put us together, right? We can manufacture a lot of those learning experiences. And I think we do, and we have, and we continue to do that. It just looks different.
Yeah.
It just looks different. That's all it is. So
Yeah.
I'd say that the lessons are still there. They're present. They just show up functionally different.
I like that. I wondered how you were going to bring scurvy all the way back. I was like, man, he got to scurvy. I don't know where we're heading next.
I mean, it's
That was
just,
impressive. Did you
I
get
mean,
paid to work scurvy into the podcast? I'm questioning this now.
I am on the payroll of Big Scurvy. They got their hooks in me and they couldn't get them out.
Yeah, well, Teron, what do you notice like as a dad and a referee? So I'm going to channel your referee side. You were a former
Man.
athlete. You are probably you've coached at some point, I'm assuming. You're a referee. What do you notice about parents in general? Kind of specifically dads, but parents in general. What perspective does you get from the referee stuff?
So I'll tell you what, when I was still working high school basketball, my favorite player, I won't say the school, but he was number 35. So when I reported a foul, it was, blue 35. And I remember I worked him maybe 3 or 4 times over the course of his high school career. And one time in particular stood out. Now, this kid, he did this all the time, but this one time it stood out for me. Ball goes out of bounds. No, sorry, he committed a foul. He put his hand in the air. I call it. He puts his hand in the air like, yep, that was me. Foul on blue 35. The ball rolls away, right? Bounces off someone's foot, rolls away. He runs, tracks it down, brings it to me, hands it to me, right? Puts it in my, doesn't bounce it to me, doesn't toss it, puts it in my hand. Toward the end of the game, there is a play where the ball is tip out of bounds. I hit my whistle and I go, white ball. And I'm assuming, no, I don't have to assume, I know. His dad stands up. He had been yelling all game. Dad stands up and goes, are you kidding me? Are you blind? How was that white ball? And it was almost like a movie. Blue
How quiet it
35
got.
lows because it went off me. Sit down, Dad. Now, I don't think I would ever had the guts to talk to him. Like I'm a kid. I'm telling you right now, I don't have
It's
the
like
I
a
don't have
Hoosiers moment, man.
you know what I mean? But like blue 35s exist a lot more frequently, I think, today. In that, right, like they are more willing to tell their parents, like, yo, chill, like don't talk to me right now. I need to focus. I need to be in the game. Literally just happened last night on DJ's view traveling team. One of the kids told his mom to shut up.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
don't
Find a
love
different
that.
way to say it, but yeah,
Don't love
but
that.
100%.
But right, like the parents are still doing the thing of like being loud and involved. And this generation of kiddos, though, they are not shy or afraid to encourage otherwise. Let's put it
Nice,
that way. Let's put it that way.
nice.
Also, caveat, we are the parents of the YouTube era. So we also saw bad parents from the stands being demonized and put on blast on social media. And so I
Yeah,
think a lot of us grew up going, that's not going to be us. So we'll sit back and be a little bit more quiet too, while maybe grandparents or some of the older parents, maybe didn't get the memo.
yeah. I try and be really receptive to what my kids like. Like I know for sure that Gregory really loves hearing the cheering for him. Like, and
Mm-hmm,
he'll actually turn around and like give you a thumbs.
hmm
He's in the middle of
hmm
a play. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
Gregory, don't
Like focus, bro.
don't
Focus.
turn around, bro. Ella is more likely to tell me, like, hey, dad, like, you're embarrassing me, or like
Yeah.
she feel a
Yeah.
little nervous about it, right?
Yeah.
But what I love about it is hopefully I'm creating a thing where they feel like they can tell me what they need. And
That's
I
right.
can say, oh, okay, cool. Like I can hear you and say, like, well, oh, that's too bad, Ella. You're gonna have to deal with it. No, like, okay, cool. How do you want me to tell you? Like, how can I support you and
Yeah.
being there? I hope we millennial parents are like kind of getting that right more. I
I
hope
think
that we're
so.
listening to our kids, and I just hope that that's a sign of some change.
We're gonna be called soft for that though. Like,
Yeah, we're
be
soft
ready.
for
Like,
sure.
we will be called soft, gentle parents, beta, whatever you want to call it. Like, there is going to be a group that will see that sort of frame that we take, that approach that we take to parenting, and they'll see it as us doing irreparable harm. And I think our generation will see it as course correcting for what we might feel is, a cycle or a system of generational trauma and harm. And interestingly enough, 10, 15 years, I would love to see what our kids do differently from us.
Yeah, I
What
know. I'm
baselines
pumped.
is fail?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool now that you're seeing like, okay, Gen X's kids are entering the workforce now. We can kind of see what the product is of that. And now
Yeah.
you've got so as you that's the cool part about getting older is seeing like, oh, it really does have impacts. And you don't know how one generation is going to react to something that you thought like with AI like AI is here to stay for sure, but the kids that are being born right now will never experience a world without it. And I could see a scenario where they completely reject it, right? Like I could see like just as easily as we embrace it, it becomes part of everything. I can see like we're bringing dumb phones back for God's sakes. Like
That's
kids are
right.
enjoying dumb phones without having social media on it, and it's safer and it's smarter. It's just wild. You don't know what
It's
direction
You
things are
don't,
going.
and that's the beauty of it, though, right? Like, there's beauty in the intrigue and the not knowing, right? So for all the worries and anxieties that we create for ourselves and some of the ones that are given to us, there's some beauty in not knowing how this whole thing is going to shake out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's beautiful. So to tie a little bow here on the dad as the sports dad, what's your advice? What advice do you give to parents from all of your perspectives combined?
Man, all the perspectives combined, I'd probably have to say understand that our goal as a parent and their goal as a kid within the same sports arena could be markedly different. And it's important to understand what they're hoping to get out of it, right? Like for some parents, it's I want my kid to be the next, top tier A-list athlete that's going to be on every single sports drink bottle and cereal box and all those sorts of things. Cool, but like if Timmy just wants to play the sport because their best friend is also on the team,
Yeah, right.
I could
I just want
I
the
could
ice cream after the game,
you know what I'm
dad.
saying? Like if your
Yeah.
kid's favorite part of the game is like the snack huddle afterwards, right? Like you're going to bump heads a little bit,
Or the
right? So
dandelions,
like it's
yeah.
really important for us to understand like what is our kid hoping to get out of it? What are we
That's
as
good
parents
advice.
hoping to get out of it? And we can facilitate some of that, right? Because again, their understanding is a little bit more immature, right? So while yeah, they might only care about playing with their friend, we could teach them about, well, hey, this is how you learn leadership ability. This is how you learn how to deal with adversity. This is how you learn to play on it with a person who maybe you don't get along with, right? Like you can teach
Mhm.
some of those skills as well. But the ultimate takeaway, right? What they want to get out of this versus what you want them to get out of this, if we don't play that card right, we end up doing more harm than good, oftentimes pushing that kid away from the thing that we wanted to pursue in the first place. So we got to find a balance,
Yeah.
between like growing them into whatever we think they could be, but also playing into what they are looking for, what they might need in that moment.
Yeah. That reminds me, I was listening to an interview of a professional golfer who was talking about how he gets his kids involved and how he got them interested and like how he turned how turned them into like the next little him. And
Hmm.
he's like, we eat a lot of snacks on the course. They get a lot of candy bars at the course. If they want to play, they play. If they don't, like we just make it a fun place for them to go at first so that they always want to be there. And then if they turn into loving the game too, well, great, but at
That's
least
right.
they like going.
You
That's
associated
that's
that
good.
experience with something positive,
Yeah, it's
right?
pretty cool.
Now they want to be there. I love that.
Pretty cool.
What
One
about you?
thing
What are you thinking?
I don't hear enough parents or coaches yelling from the sideline and teaching our people, our little people, how to be good teammates. And I think, in my opinion, one of the lessons that I try and instill in both of my kids is that like I don't care if you play well. I don't care if you like I just want you to be the best teammate. When your goalie gives up an error and costs a goal or whatever and you have one teammate yelling, you say something and you pick up
Right.
your goalie, right? Like I want you to be there when your teammate gets pushed down. I want you to be there right between him and the guy that did it, right? Like I want you to always be there because as I get older, like that's all I'm looking for. Like even at work, man, like if I'm hiring a new teammate, I'm really just trying to find somebody who's not a dud, first of all. I don't even need you to understand how to do it because if you're a good teammate, I can teach. I can teach you the rest if you're a good teammate.
That's
That's
right.
mine. Just got to teach. And I don't even think it's just kids, honestly. I think parents need reminders that we can be good teammates. I think sometimes we get caught up, even at work again to compare it to the youth soccer game like yeah, each kid's like wanting to position themselves for tryouts next week to make the better team next year. So, you want your kid like I get the internal competition, but like we're all feeding into Blaine High School. Like we're all feeding into the same. I just want them to be good teammates, man.
That's
Treat
right.
each
We
other
want to
well. Don't.
win. We want to win, but also, right, like at what cost? I remember the phraseology used to be win at all costs. I don't think that's something that we buy into these days, right? We wouldn't endorse cheating, I hope, We wouldn't endorse, malice. We wouldn't endorse, fixing the game, right? So it's not all costs. So now, right? Okay, let's figure out a way to win. We want to be competitors, but also I don't want you to do so at the sacrifice of your personhood, of your character,
Yeah.
right? Can we
Yeah.
find a balance there, please?
Yeah. 100%. Also, teaching them that, like, I see this a lot. A kid on the other team will make an incredible play, right? Like, it just happens. I don't know why. All of a sudden, a 9-year-old who couldn't dribble the whole game turns into Ronaldo for like 15 seconds and spins around and kicks a goal perfectly in the corner. And I'll see the goalie like throw their gloves down and they're pissed. And I'm like, dude, at some point, why can't we stop and acknowledge, like, fucking great play, dude. Like, I'm clapping on the other team. And I think a lot of times I see parents only reacting to their team. I know you're a dude. I know you're a dude that's like cheering for both teams. Like, I
Man,
think that's a referee thing. I do the softball thing. You got to respect a good play. And that doesn't always mean that the other team made a bad play.
no.
That's a game.
Last night, my daughter hits this little blooper over second base. She gets on. Her team advances her all the way to third. The force is at the plate. Her teammate comes up, puts down like the nicest little like bunt where it was positioned perfectly to advance every runner.
Yeah.
Everybody. I don't know how you do this with bases
It's
loaded.
a
Puts down this
defensiveless
little
play,
right,
right?
puts it down. Pitcher picks it up, hard sprint in. Her foot, Jordan's foot on the plate. Ump calls Jordan out. And I go, and everyone thinks I'm going, oh, you got it wrong, ump. I'm going, ooh, yo,
Good
that
play.
pitcher got wheels, son.
Good
Like
play.
that pitcher, that girl is
Yeah,
fast.
because it doesn't matter.
It was
It doesn't
impressive.
matter if she's safe or out. It's exactly the same. The play happened.
Play happens.
Everyone did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Absolutely. Hustled
Yeah.
hard. Hustled hard.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, on a play like that, someone's out, someone's
50.
safe. You know what I mean?
Sometimes the ball drops. Sometimes you get there first. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. So that's what I would leave with parents is
For
talk
sure.
more about teammates, cheer for both teams. I think I'm seeing a lot more of the cheering for both teams. At least I hope. But if folks aren't thinking about it, maybe do that. Couple cool things from sports.
What we
Are
got?
you on the Savannah Bananas train at all?
Yo, I've been watching a few games online. I wanted to get tickets, but I was like, ooh, those are kind of expensive.
They're expensive. Yeah,
This is expensive.
they're gonna be at the St. Paul Saints Stadium in August, I think.
Yeah, they're coming up. Yeah. I saw two games now, and the first game got me intrigued about the rules because they're very different than the regular baseball game. Um, that is, I'm talking about a show.
Yeah,
Like Harlem Globetrotters meets
exactly. Harlem
baseball
Globetrotters. Yeah,
with a
that
little less
story
like
is incredible
predetermined
too.
outcome. Yeah.
The entrepreneur's story. I
Oh,
mean, I've been listening to pieces. I
yeah.
haven't seen. I think there's a whole documentary out there. I haven't seen it yet, but the way in which he said he was $1 million in debt trying to make this thing work. What?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Yeah. To
Anyway,
see his grind, I've seen little snippets of that documentary on social media, and
yes,
to hear how he was told no at so many turns, or how he failed, or how they tried things that they thought would be innovative, and they ended up like being terrible. And so
yes,
the idea was, hey, let's fail fast.
yeah.
That
I
story
love
is
that.
that's
I
impressive.
love that. Yeah, I love that. So anyway, I hear there's even conversations out there about expansion teams. Apparently, some cities have reached out to them wanting to open up
Yeah.
like a local city bananas team. So we might actually see this spread a little bit further.
Hey, they can
Very,
keep
very
games at two
interesting.
hours like their mission.
Hell yeah. It's exactly 2 hours. They sold over 100,000 seats. Anyway, I just had to bring up the bananas. I know Larry took his son to one, but I think Banana Ball is going crazy.
So
We're in a sports drought, but we're only 20 days from the first preseason game in the NFL. 20 days away from the Hall of Fame game. How you
yeah,
feeling?
we got to get there.
It's
Let's
almost
just
there.
get there, right?
I know I miss football.
I miss it.
Specifically, I miss pro football.
Yes,
Are you a college
yes.
football guy? I know if people that are, they really are, but I'm not.
And I'm
I'm
not.
not.
I'm
Yeah.
not the guy, right? Like
I don't have a
I
team like that.
no, I'm like anything Illinois I root for casually,
Sure.
but No, I don't really. I'm not diehard anything. I'm
So
not
we're
like, oh,
ready
I
for the
can't
NFL.
believe that this team got in again or that
Yeah. Yeah, me either.
whatever. What is
I
the
mean, I like
FCS?
to cheer for the Gophers. I jump on the PJ Fleck hype train
Sure, sure.
personally. I love the row the boat phenomenon, but it's not real exciting if your team's not in the top, I don't know, 20,
Yeah.
and the
Plus, I got to
Gophers
do.
aren't.
I got to do my thing of like put myself in the echo chamber of all the Chicago Bears blowhards who tell me that, oh, this is the year. We're 11-7 this year, baby. Like if you look at the
Yeah.
schedule, like we got to be 11-7, 12-6 at work. I mean, probably at best. And I see, NFC title shot in the. I got to put myself in that echo chamber for a little bit, and then I got to remind myself that I've been hurt before, and that takes a lot of sort of ramp up. So I don't know if I have the capacity to really give myself to any other football because that emotional roller coaster
Well,
there
especially
is
now that, I mean, we were so safe with the Lions sucking for so long, but you
yeah,
live with like one of the world's biggest Lions fans over there. So not a good time for you.
yeah, no, it's
Not a
tough.
good time for you.
It's tough.
Not a good
So
time
I
for you.
just
But
sit
it
back
is cool to
humble.
see the Lions win. I can cheer. It's better than, I mean, we can both agree. I'm a Packer fan, you're a Bears fan. As long as the Vikings suck, I can deal with the Lions being fine.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
No.
It's being a Packers or Bears fan in Minnesota. Yeah, I think we have a united in common
Yeah.
enemy.
We got a couple things. We got a couple
Absolutely,
things.
absolutely. But I got
We
nothing.
also,
I
I
got
think,
nothing
are
about
you a
Minnesota.
Cubs fan? You're a Cubs
Yeah.
fan too?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
So we all hate
Yep.
the White Sox too, because the twins, we don't like the White Sox. All right. That's
Correct,
cool.
correct. Give
Next,
everybody a
next
common enemy.
sports thing. Caitlin Clark. It was reported this week that Caitlin Clark's USA jersey sold out in 23 minutes. 90% of Paris trials tickets are gone for women's sports. So
Wow.
women's sports is skyrocketing. So my question for you is, how do you work that in? Do you make sure at your house are y'all watching women's sports intentionally? I make
Right.
sure it's on.
Oh, yeah.
Not everyone does.
Yeah. No, it's literally like in the backdrop just as much as any other sporting thing, right? If it's on, if it's happening, it's
Yeah,
usually
we try
on.
and keep it on. For
Yeah,
for every
man.
time I try and turn on the golf, like the PGA Tour, I make sure like, all right, we got to at least have the LPGA Tour on.
Absolutely.
I think it's important for kids to see both being successful.
Absolutely, right? Like I hear a lot of times people be like, okay, it's important for my daughter to see the WNBA games, but like it's also important for your son to see the
Exactly. That's why I'm
WNBA.
saying
Like
kids and
across the
not
board.
saying my son. Exactly correct.
Freaking the
I
kids.
love it. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. First of all, fast pitch softball was where I umpired. It's way better than baseball. It's 20 times better than any baseball game. We're heading into a time where it seems like the MLB is going to invest in a softball league. I'm really
Really?
looking forward to seeing if that happens because fast
Yeah.
pitch softball, I know there's a few pro teams out there, but they're not really a strong league or anything. So that might happen. And we keep hearing more and more about professional volleyball.
Love it.
So, like, women's sports is going to continue to climb. I'm really excited about that part of this crazy timeline in the world that we're living. It's nice to see women's sports on the climb.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something. We are going to look back probably in 150 years and go, why the heck were we playing? Why were we pitching overhand? So many Tommy Johns, so many torn rotator cuffs.
So many
Like,
17-year-old Tommy Johns. I have heard of 3 high school boys that had their season end this year for Tommy John surgery. That's outrageous. What are we doing to kids? Yeah. It's even worse in the South where they play baseball obviously 12 months a year and coaches are like the overuse of arms. He's like, I'd rather have northern pitchers because they play other sports in the winter.
of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oof,
Anyway,
jeez.
good to see women's sports taking off. Well, I appreciate you squeezing this in.
For
I got
sure,
a
bro.
meeting that starts in 3 minutes, my friend.
Yikes.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Teron. It was good to catch up with you. Any hot takes you want to leave anybody with? Any
Hey,
final thoughts?
ooh. Hey, I heard a quote the other day. Uncommunicated expectations are nothing more than premeditated frustrations. Think about it.
Say it one more time. Uncommunicated.
Uncommunicated expectations are nothing more than premeditated frustrations. Let
I
it
like
simmer.
that one.
Let it
You
simmer.
know what? I'll stay on the same vein since we're going that route. And I'll say, remember that no decision is a decision. So if you're putting a decision off and you're not making the yes or no, the route you're going is a decision in itself. It's time to make the decision.
Come
All
on,
right,
back.
man. That's it. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon, Teron.
All love, bro.
Bye.
All right, peace.
Hey, thank you for joining us for another episode of The Men's Room. Please tell your friends if you liked it. If you didn't like it, just shut your mouth. Like, share, follow. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.